before you picked it up. That's a classic.
And they have asked me to join them for their weekly lunch, and I have wanted to be a part of this group. Yeah. Hello, my Spuggins. It is I, or the Blood the Ghoul next door.
I'm the Huntress Lumina Shade.
And today is Thursday, March the 19th, 2020. And this would be our review of Star Trek Picard episode 9. And right off the bat, I want to say, I know in last week's episode I said this one would be late by a couple of days because I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment, but you know, with everything that's going on, appointments got canceled, so we're right on schedule. Alright, so this episode, they crash landed on the planet, the synth planet, and the Borg cube followed them through a portal, as well as our Dr. Frankenstein. And again, I say this every review. I know that's not the name of the character. I can never remember the name of the character, but the actor played Dr. Frankenstein, so.
When we were doing the opening scene where they're having the thing, I called it right away that they were going to crash land on that planet, but what they did with the orchids was pretty cool.
Yeah, there was these giant orchids that kind of grabbed them and almost digested them.
Disabled their systems.
Yeah.
And kind of like crash landed them in a way that the ships weren't completely damaged. The Borg cube, however, was a little too big.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if the Borg cube is going to end up locked on this planet for the coming season.
Well, they were getting the systems online though,
so we know that 7 and 9 is alive, as is our ninja guy. And we learned in this synth planet that Data's brother,
older brother, the one that was taken apart, rebuilt. There's many episodes surrounding it,
which I still haven't seen.
There was quarrels between Data and the first android, and he carried on the original Dr. Soon's vision, yeah.
So he's on the planet, and we find that it is literally a planet of twins. So our lead synth, cyborg, whatever you want to call them, they call them the synths on the... She's got another twin, sort of.
Looks more android. It's not lifelike. She's got the white eyes, the
bronze skin.
Yeah.
So she's the sister of the from last week's episode when they were doing like the flashbacks. The pilot, he had met a version of her years before,
and so that's who it was.
This is the twin of that one.
Yeah.
So she's they're the sister by like what, 2 generations or something like that. Yeah. And she is a piece of nastiness.
Yeah, she is very hard. And basically what I got from it is that when they seen that vision, it was their prophecy of...
Yeah, it's a prophecy. It goes both ways, though.
It was a warning for us.
For the human...
Prophecy for them.
Yeah. So, which brings me to the question that I asked out loud to you while we were watching it. If this vision was only meant for the synths, and our Romulan evil sister, who was part of the spy network witches coven thing from last episode, who was the only one to be able to...
There was others before it too. Like it was a ritual for years, like hundreds of years.
Yeah, and for hundreds of years nobody was able to handle the message because it it burnt their brain, whatever type of thing.
Yeah.
So if the evil sister or spy chick was able to handle the message, does that mean that she's not 100% natural?
Human, yeah.
Could she be a synth or somehow mechanical, some way, shape, or form? That is the question.
I do think the leader was also one of the ones that managed to get through I think that it's just like a percentage of them are able to see the entire vision, and most of them go insane from it.
Yeah, in last week's episode, the vision was just boom, 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 quick little half seconds, and here was like 2 minutes of
the full vision.
Yeah, intense kind of.
Yeah, and the androids did mention that there was hidden messages within it with plans and beacons for higher civilization of synthetics. I think that it was just a general warning for all species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this brings up, we've got one more episode this season, and you got to wonder if this is going to make the synths now the bad guys for next season, or if they're going to wrap up at the end of this season and have somebody brand new as a villain for next season, or what's going to happen.
I think that the synths are here to stay.
You think
I
they're
think
going to
there's
be...
the whole basis on the series. Well, that and obviously Picard, but Picard's relationship to the synths, because he was the captain of Data. And there was a lot of Data in the first opening episodes. So I think it'll continue with the synths and their story.
And then there was a little hint there, what we've been saying a couple times over the course of the season, how we think the Michelle Hurd character might have had a relationship with Picard at some point, and they kind of hinted it because they both told each other that they loved them. Yeah. So it's like,
But is it as a relationship or as a mentor?
Yeah, it could have been
either or relationship,
a father-daughter type.
It didn't have to be sexual.
No, but it kind of
hinted.
Yeah. So, not a whole lot. Again, all the action was sort of in the first 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, there wasn't very much.
And then it was just kind of like all this learning about the grand scheme of
what's happening.
Yeah.
I think that next episode will really bring everything together. The little bits of information we all have.
Well, it's got to. It's the final episode of the season, so they've got to tie up at least half the loose ends.
Yeah, that's all I really got from it. They all seem to have different personalities. Some are more intelligent than others. So I think it was just like trial and error for the android colony, I guess. Yeah. And
it was just like, the one comment I made was, okay, it's a world of twins. So I wonder from a production standpoint what kind of casting call that must have been, or how much of it is actual twins and how much of it was like split screen production with only one person. Because obviously with the lead,
I think it was a combination.
Yeah. Because as I say, obviously with the lead, it's a split screen. Yeah. So,
there's a lot of versions of her, like the older series androids. Her sister.
Yeah, she seems to be the model that everyone was
modeled around. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, Frankenstein. Then he was imprisoned, and the evil twin let him out. He seemed to be running towards the cube at the end there.
Yeah,
towards the board.
She let him out on purpose,
and she killed one of her own.
Yes,
with a hummingbird.
But was it actually her, or was it him just breaking out?
No, it was her.
Yeah.
We didn't see it, but this is me saying,
because he was also eyeing up that hummingbird.
Yeah, from a writing point of view, I would say it was her, because she offered to let him out.
Yeah.
So, I don't really think there's a whole lot for this one.
No.
Given it's the second last of the season, I was expecting a
lot more.
Yeah. But
and to be longer.
Yes, it was a short 45
back
minute.
Down, right to where it was.
Yeah, short 45 minute this time around.
Maybe next one will be a double episode.
Maybe.
They haven't told anybody, so.
They the synths there at the end, they kind of turn on Picard.
Yes.
Big
time. House arrest.
House arrest. Yes. How convenient.
And Soji is on board with it, but I think she's naive.
Yeah, she's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanna?
I don't know, because I can see it going either which way. Like, either the synths get wiped out, or they make it to their
new planet,
or
well,
whatever.
It sounds like they want to stay and fight, that they're just going to try to annihilate everybody. Yeah. And we do have this, at the very last scene was a huge Romulan war party. Just a couple of hundred.
218, I think they said.
Something like that. It was a very impressive number, and it's just heading for the planet with plans to annihilate everybody and everything.
Yeah.
So I think season 2, if they don't wrap the whole thing up at the end of next episode, then I think season 2 is going to be more about the war between the Romulans and the Synths.
Yeah.
I just want to see more Borg. I just want more Borg.
I think that may come into play too, because they are in a way part synthetic.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
That's about it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Probably our shortest one yet, so I guess until next time, I am Art of Blood, the Ghoul Next Door.
And the Huntress Lumina Shade. Toodles.
Creeping Screams.